I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll fight
for my brothers. We can go to war. Fighting for my father, I will give my life for. I feel so alone in this white man's world. Whip it in the kitchen, watch that white turn pearl. Standing on the corner, standing on my phone. Standing with my gangsters, but I'm standing on my own. If you let them be his own, split you like you did alone. Sacrifice my life, understanding each his own. Toast to the keys of success. Bel Air rose on my breath. I've been a student since '03, and we can fight till we see peace.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Let me holler at you for a minute, give you game. Real scrappy, love the bottom, Buddha bang. Trigger happy, and everybody in the game. You shot your family and didn't even know it, man. Same rules, same code, with a different slang. Struck him out, and now they took him out the picture frame. Mama, don't cry, we gon' get by. 2 weeks later, got killed in a drive-by. Why must we fight amongst each other? Reach one, each one, teach one, my brother. I teach them how to fight on the grass and in the class. Snoop Dogg, all stars, yes sir, they coming fast. D1, football, we won. Now proud of my son, Lil Snoop, yes sir, cause he won. Right on, SC, fight on. We 100, keep it coming, dip, slip, slide on, light on.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Watching the warriors, the story of the rebels. You from the ghetto, did you know never to settle? I'm shooting common on the streets, I'm a pharaoh. Battling in African-American apparel. Fists on a t-shirt, youngins doing street work. Grinding till they teeth hurt, that's because they need work. Working till the feet hurt, trying to get my soul right. Used to be on old bikes, serving them that cold white. Wars in the winters, the block is hot in summers. Today's mathematics, we know it's strength in numbers. To the bosses and the runners, the hustlers and the stunners. We fight for the hundreds, we fight for the oneness.
He fights with the heat. He fights with the sleet. He said, I am who I am. I can't be beat. Nobody has won a war against me. I fight like that. 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 I fight. All of the nations of the earth as we speak are angry. They're angry because governments cannot suffice the needs of their people. They're angry because a few have gotten wealthy at the expense of the many, and the poor and the sick and the weak and the unlearned multiply. And the value of their lives are diminished by the rich and the powerful, so that when human life is devalued, that in the eyes of man you are unworthy of the gift of life. then it is easy for another human being to take the life of another human being that he or she has devalued. Black life in America is devalued. Hispanic life is devalued. Even poor white life is devalued. There's a way that I have to behave. I'm free, but I'm not free to rob you of yours. I'm not free to take from you what does not belong to me. So if I will construct my life according to these righteous principles, then between man and man, man and woman, peace. Between race and race, peace. Between rich and poor, peace. We have our beautiful Mexican family. This once was theirs. So you can't say to them they are aliens. That's a horrible word to use for former owners. I see my indigenous family here. Many tribes, but they're really one great nation of people that now must be reunited with themselves. So it's their time now, as well as ours, that God would intervene in our affairs and bring the bottom rail to the top. The government is not rehabilitating soldiers. When they send you away to kill. When you come home, they gotta reconstitute you for civilian life again. Make sure you have a job so you can take care of your family, but they're not doing it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, a woman can do anything that a man does, and the only thing he forbids the woman to do is the thing that degrades her. So how high can you go? High as you want to. Why would God allow the female to wear his attributes if you can't be a manifestation of that attribute? Women, you got to be set free. What God has put within you must be cultivated, must be developed, and must be used for the advancement of a nation and a world. I said to myself, Mr. President, why the hell don't you go to the wicked police department? Why the hell don't you stand up and tell them that your killing of black youth and brown youth is not gonna hold no more? Why don't you stand up? God's world is in need of a truth that will set up a government where everybody can live in peace under real freedom, real justice, and real equality. This city has always fascinated me, the city of Frankfurt. Known to be a city of trade and economic growth. As a kid, I was amazed by handing over pieces of paper for ice cream, toys, and candy. Handing over such a paper and receiving a toy racetrack in return, I just could not believe it. Where could I get this magic paper? This idea I couldn't get out of my mind. I started asking questions and read every book I could find. I learned the money was backed by gold as a paper form to save us carrying it around. Something of real value behind the paper. But everything was changed. The value was capped, and the gold standard, as it was called, was abolished. Since then, the value of money has been the biggest lie of all. The dollar bill is now just a paper subject to inflation and devaluation. This must stop. The solution returning to a piece of gold that you can actually hold, and it holds value or even better cash gold, paper pressed and refined with real gold. A masterpiece solution, a forgery-proof, totally digital cryptocurrency. Here I am in the city of money, but not as a banker or a gold dealer. The Frankfurter Book Fair has invited me to read from my books that will help the world believe in gold again. Think Big will help show people how to be successful. I am very proud to be here.
So many years ago, when I was 19 years old, I had a meeting with a man that I'd never met before, that was introduced to me by my brother. And this man was very successful financially, with his family, as a philanthropist, as a businessman. And he asked me one question that defined the trajectory of my life. And the question he asked me was I interested in achieving my life's goals and dreams? Or was I committed to achieving them? And he said, if I was interested, I would do what's convenient. But if I was committed, I would do whatever it takes. And Mr. Alan Brown said to me, he says, John, he says, if you're interested, you'll do what's convenient. You'll believe your stories and excuses, and you'll continue to be a victim of your current reality and circumstances. You'll come up with all the reasons why you can't achieve those goals, and that's what you will be focusing on for the rest of your life. He said, and the big difference is if you're committed, you'll start today to let go of your stories, your excuses, your reasons why you're achieving your certain results right now, and why you can't achieve any of those goals and dreams you wrote down on this piece of paper. So if you're committed, you'll upgrade your knowledge. If you're committed, you'll upgrade your skills. If you're committed, you'll come in every single day and figure out how you can achieve those goals and why you must versus why you can't and why you won't. And after he explained the difference between interest and commitment to me, I put my hand out and I shook his hand and I said, Mr. Brown, I'm committed. Now, I was scared shitless to say that I'm committed because I had to let go of all of my reasons why I couldn't achieve my goals and dreams. And the very act of writing my goals and then saying to him and then to myself, make a commitment to myself to be committed, I started to achieve the financial and life goals and dreams that I wrote down on that piece of paper. And not only did I achieve every one of those, I way exceeded every single goal. That's when my whole life changed. One commitment, one moment in my life, I said that I was committed to my financial and health and relationship and career and business and charitable goals and the travel goals and the health goals I had. I was committed to all my goals. He said, great. Well, the first action steps towards commitment is to develop a plan for how you're going to actually achieve those goals. So here's my question for you. Are you interested in achieving your financial and health and relationships and career and business goals and your travel goals, or are you committed? Now, if you're committed, here's what I'd like you to do. Take a sheet of paper and write down one goal for every area of your life: health, wealth, relationships, career, business, charitable. And write down one goal and when you want to achieve it by. And then what I want you to do is write down 3 action steps that you can take towards achieving those goals. Write down, what do you need to learn? What do you need to believe? What do you need to do? Take those things, put those right on your calendar with a time by which you are going to complete those things. And if you can do that for each one of your goals, if you can focus on the goal you want to achieve, 3 action items towards achieving those goals, and a specific timeline by when you're going to achieve it by, you are going to be the type of person that achieves your goals and dreams versus the person who hopes and prays and wishes that those goals and dreams become a reality. The person who achieves goals and dreams takes consistent daily, weekly, monthly actions towards those goals and dreams. And they don't allow their stories or their excuses or the reasons or circumstances to hold them back. They are committed to achieving their goal no matter what. That's the attitude. That's the mindset that you have to have. And you have to have absolute resolve that you will do whatever it takes. So, are you interested or are you committed?
Commitment to your dream. You cannot get people to believe in your dream until you believe in it yourself. Stop asking people to invest in things where you have no investment. Stop asking people to deliver something to you where you're not willing to go to the wire for yourself. Nobody's going to put into your dream before you put in. You have to invest in what you dream for. Hallelujah to God. Anybody can dream it, but you'll never see it until you're willing to be committed to it. And you'll never get to see what you could have been because the cost of getting to see it is a commitment that you've never been willing to pay. I have never met anybody who became incredibly successful in any area of their life until they had suffered and sweated and sacrificed and kept their focus and fought through tears and trials and tests. And if you have a dream and you commit to it, it will come to pass. You can't get out of something that you're not willing to put into it. You have to put your everything, your mind, your energy, your effort, your discipline, your tenacity. Nothing is going to jump out the fire. If you don't throw something in there, it's not going to happen. Somebody has got to arrest this crazy generation that wants to take everything and give back nothing. It's a commitment. It's a commitment. Commitments don't have nothing to do with your feelings. You do it because you're supposed to. And you think greatness goes on sale. But true quality never goes on sale. Greatness costs what it costs. Do you believe anything bad enough to fight for it and sweat for it and work for it? Your first commitment is to God. The God who gave you life, who blew breath into you, has a right to expect a return on his investment above all others. He gave you life. Mama bought you shoes, daddy got you a bicycle, God gave you life. I will not face a giant without you. I will not make a major decision without prayer. I will not bring somebody into my life just because they please me. I'll submit myself, my destiny, my future over to you. You are my foundation. You are my rock. You are my fortress. You are my strength. You are my defense. Without you, I can do nothing. You are the substratum of every dream I have ever dreamed in my life, and I will take no promotion you don't want me to have, and I will accept no friend you don't want me to have. You're my rock. You owe him a level of commitment. You owe him a level of commitment. It's wrong for you to think that you're going to give an offering and God's going to bless a business you ain't committed to. Bless a marriage you ain't committed to. Bless you in school and you won't study. Bless you as a saint of God and you won't walk like a saint of God. Who do you think God is? Somebody playing in Vegas? God is not hitting a slot machine. God is a guaranteed, definite I am, the mighty God. Oh, sure, bless it. He told Abraham, I swear I'm going to bless you. Ain't no chance, ain't no doubt, ain't no joke about it. If I told you I was going to bless you, I will open up the windows of heaven. Then wonder why I thought I'd be further than I am. And let me tell you why you are not further. It is not the devil. It is not witches. It is not demons. And it's sure God ain't haters. You are not any further than where you are right now because you have never thrown your whole self at anything in your life. You take a half-committed man and a half-committed trifling woman and put them together and they'll have some half-committed trifling kids and the whole house will be half-committed because children will be what they see. Stop fussing at your kids. They're a reflection of you. Your second commitment is to family, and it's a very important commitment. Through the storm and the rain and the heartache and the pain and the disappointment, you have to believe in the we and the us and not the me and the you. Or you're not gonna make it. It's a commitment. It's not a feeling. You gotta come home when you're in love and you gotta come home when you're not in love. Or you're not gonna make it. And stay there till the love comes back. It's a commitment. Y'all don't want to hear real truth. You want to hear fairy tale Hollywood shake and bake stuff, but in reality, it's a commitment.
In reality, it is a commitment. Ready for Revolution, and welcome to another edition of Class in Session. I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Teray Muhammad. Pray all is well with you and yours. Let me adjust this seat here so I can fit in the window. Glad to see everyone this morning. We're continuing our grind. We're continuing our discussion on commitment, and we're continuing in the way that I believe will show us greater fruits to our labor, if you pardon a historic pun of mine. So I want to welcome us to Class in Session once again. This is session number 103. You know, what that means for a lot of us folks is that for the last 100 plus weeks, I've been doing this program every day, Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m. And it has rewarded us tremendously in our growth, in our personal development, in our material and financial well-being, because all we're doing is shaking off dross. There's nothing that I can do with this program, with the people that come on, with whatever we share in inspiration or motivation. There's nothing that we can put in you. It's already there. The Creator is perfect in His make, but we can shake it up a little bit. We can rattle a little bit to get it to germinate, get it active, and get it to move, get it to grow. And this is what we attempt to do with our Class in Sessions. So we welcome everyone. Some of you are here for the first time. I want to welcome some of our I call them late bloomers because they're 6 and 8 hours ahead of us in certain parts of the world, and they're chiming in on the other platforms. So I see you, Brother Miguel. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for the honor. So let's go through some housekeeping rules, and then let's get to it. Number one, you got to pay yourself first. You have to pay yourself first. That is the number one mantra in wealth building. That's the number one mantra for being a millionaire. You got to utilize the millionaire secret, which is the number one tactic. It's the number one approach. It's to pay yourselves first, not last. And how does that occur? Well, on a consistent basis, it occurs by changing your mindset. Talking about commitments, right? We have to change our mindset as to how we see ourselves, how we see our self-worth, how do we value ourselves, and how do we contribute to the growth of our self-worth. Okay? And so when you begin to do what millionaires do, as opposed to what they say, you'll find yourself on a trajectory that is limitless. And when you're dealing with God's money, which is gold itself, it is absolutely unequivocally limitless, because you cannot quantify the power, its value, nor its worth any more than you can the God that created it. Gold is indestructible and incorruptible. It keeps people honest. And when you save in an honest instrument, then it creates what's known as equal yoke. Not equal yoke in terms of the commodity and its value in the exchange or its value in world economy, but equal yoke in the sense of just as honest as the instrument is, it behooves you to be just as honest with it. And it has attracting powers. Gold is an attractor of wealth. This is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, or I believe why the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad offered the understanding to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan when he shared with him that gold coin at the breakfast table in 1961. He was at his home having coffee. And the Messenger of Allah pulled out that coin and tossed it on the table. And he said, it was an ounce of gold. He said, one day soon, brother, that's going to be the new medium of exchange. Well, then an ounce of gold, Brother Wendell Osborne, an ounce of gold was $35 an ounce. And it remained pretty much that way all the way through the 60s and the 70s, up to about 71, 72. It was still hovering around $31 to $35 an ounce. When the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan showed us in Nashville, Brother Denard's on the screen, I believe he was there for that program, in 2016, that coin that the brothers got for him was, for the presentation, was $1,237 an ounce. Same gold, same measure, but you see the growth? it's the appreciating asset over time. So, hey, that's right, Deb Nixon. Now here we are in 2020, right? And in 2020, we've experienced growth exponentially where gold had reached $2,050 an ounce in its manipulated value. When I came to Karatbars International back in 2018, September of 2018, gold was roughly $1,170, hovering around $1,175 an ounce. That means every ounce I've saved since that point was worth more than $900 to $1,000 an ounce. And what did I do but just save it and tell you? You see the business model? This is a savings network with a compensation plan attached to it. I posted that this morning. It came to my mind page about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, blew my mind. Karatbars is a savings network with a compensation plan attached to it. Pay yourself first. You can do it with as little as 1/10 of a gram of gold, but it requires you to have your free gold savings account. Open your account and stop playing with yourselves. Don't think you can figure it out from the outside. Don't think you can jump. This is not a get rich quick. This is not about instant gratification. This is not about going to the gas station and getting you a pick 3 or whatever they call those lottery cards Mr. Delco called out the other day. This is about a sure, complete money system. System is an acronym, SYSTEM. Save yourself time, energy, and money. System. It is an acronym. Pay yourself first. Your future generations will thank you later. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, Class in the Session is here every Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. Eastern, right here on the Eric Toure Muhammad Facebook page. It streams over several platforms. And, of course, you can find it in live as well as in playback on the Eric Toure Muhammad YouTube channel. I want to thank the hundreds and thousands of people who've been a part of this journey with us, because it's only designed for it to reward you and make you a better you, so you can be a better servant, so we can be better servant leaders to a world that needs us. So from any stripe, from any genre, from any gender, from any political persuasion, from whatever conviction that you have, much of that is immaterial when you're dealing with the power of gold, because it serves as a vehicle for you to realize the will and the power of the Creator through you. Wow, that sounded pretty good. I think I'm going to go to playback just to hear what that sounded like. www.run2wealth. That's where you can find a replay of this weekend's conference, the 2020 Paper to Gold Run to Wealth Conference and Expo that took place this past Saturday. You can find a replay there on www.run2wealth.info. There's some other jewels and training things on that platform. You're welcome to go to that page, look at it as much as you like. What I showed brother Dan Geronimo, Big Boomer, that's on that page. The fast track is on that page with Mr. Best, along with the conference, along with his presentations, along with the compensation plan, along with the fast track training, all that you find on that home page there. And family, there's also a link on that page. That link, this is my page, so that link directs people to a referral under me. It refers them under me. You don't necessarily want to click that link. You want to make sure your folks are well engaged in the opportunity with you. So those who may visit that page, get back to the one who offered the opportunity to you and get started with them. It's one gigantic team. Okay, so today, 10:45 a.m. is the Mighty Mighty Power Call. Sister Sherry Brown and Brother Willie Brown are bringing the ones and twos. They're on the wheels of steel. They are live on our event platform, www.goldrocks.info, www.goldrocks.info. This is where you go. There's a password associated with that, and that password is, did you hear it? Get back to your sponsor, to the one who invited you, so you can know what the password is to join onto that platform, and you will learn some of the tenets of our wealth opportunity, as well as just life lessons in general. because the way to change the nature of our experiences is to change the nature of our thoughts. That's the Wealth Builders Worldwide philosophy, behind the power call, behind our trainings. We had a wonderful time yesterday, 12 noon. I did the wealth building training yesterday, or the wealth building presentation, the live presentation yesterday on Gold Rocks. Today, it'll be done by Mr. Rodney Berger. And then we're back there again this evening at 9 p.m. with Mr. Roger Williams. And then at 10 p.m., you have the CEO and founder himself, Mr. Tyrone Best, giving the Freedom Call. Tonight, he and his wife, Miss Valerie Best, will be doing the Freedom Call. And the Freedom Call is question and answer live with Ty and Val. Okay, it's an open mic night with Ty and Val tonight. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting. And then, of course, earlier in the afternoon, we're talking about 7:45 p.m., folks. We're dealing with the Huddle. 7:45 p.m. is the Huddle. It's a personal development platform that we do on www.goldrocks.info with Team Union. So you're welcome to join us there. And it's going to be a full day. I may do a follow-up stream to what I heard today, this morning, early in the afternoon. I did one yesterday. I was a little fired up, pumped up. Thank you all for supporting it. I'll probably be back doing something again because you know how I do. I'm free. There's a lot that the God has put in us, So let's make sure that we're part of all those functions and all the activities in the world of wealth building. That's funny, Sister Cece. The password is okay. So where are we? It's about a choice. Are you just interested or are you committed? See, because at the end of the day, it all depends on you as it did in the beginning. It's about a decision, folks. It's about a choice. You see, when we came to this wonderful opportunity of wealth building, we came as a result of making a decision. What was the decision? Well, it depends on what the question was. For me, it was very simple. Do you look for ways to make more money? Do you keep your financial options open? Would you like to control the economy in your own home? Would you rather get paid once a month or 5 times a month? Do you know that you can save gold and get paid to save the gold? These were the questions. These are the questions we share. And then we help you to explore it by showing you some opportunity outside of the system itself to introduce you, to tickle the ear for some, but really it's just to remind you of where God is leading you. You cannot choose Karatbars on your own. It can't happen. Some of you may have seen a video and it piqued your interest. Some of you may have been invited into the opportunity and that piqued your interest. But all those things are by design. There's no way in the world you woke up and said, I'm joining Karatbars. I'm going to get gold now, unless God has given it to you, because it's a calling. Now, what's different about this opportunity, which I think is important for many of you to understand, what's different about this opportunity is that this is not multi-level marketing. This is not direct sales. This, family, is a savings system. Karatbars International is an e-commerce company that has a compensation plan attached to it. So what does this mean? This means you're retailing. Okay, you're retailing and you're, for lack of a better term, consuming, but you're getting paid to do both. You're getting paid to do both. You see, because where Amazon offers you products, goods, and services, these are brokered product, goods, and services. That means Amazon serves as the middleman or the middle person that reaches back to a manufacturer or seller and then provides for the community that product, goods, or service, and they get hit off with a fee. They get hit off with the profit, and they move on about their business. That's e-commerce. But do they share the profit with you? No. If you're in Amazon, you work for Amazon. When you sign up to the affiliate elements where you sponsor books, or you do that mostly with eBay, but when you sponsor books or products and you do resell or retailing for them, you get a percentage, but you're not getting a whole framework that gives you a system that leverages entirely the economy of your household and of your well-being. And Karatbars International is a one-stop shop. A brother asked me yesterday, hey, do you know anything about Bitcoin? Yeah, we know a lot about Bitcoin. Why do we know a lot about Bitcoin? Because we exchange the Bitcoin for our gold cryptocurrencies. This is a complete money system. It operates on our own blockchain. It's an entire ecosystem. We have, where's the other? Oh, the phones are charging. Okay, they're in the other office. So I have K1 Impulse phones. I thought I was going to show you, but they're not in this office space. The K1 Impulse phones. We have the WIM laptop computers that are soon to be distributed. We have a V999 stable coin that Brother Wendell is talking about all through this commentary. You know, that V999 stable coin is the coin of the future that will pay you for life. All of it is encapsulated in this opportunity known as Karatbars International. But if you want to know more, God has given you some essentials. Now you do your part. Register for your free gold savings account. Get back to the one who invited you to this opportunity and get busy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So it's a choice. Are you interested or committed? Okay. This speaks to those of us even in the opportunity. Man, my business, Brother Eric, is not going as well as it should. I said, really? Well, how should it go? How well should it be? Let me see your plan. But you can't show me your plan because you don't write it down. You don't write it down. You don't write out objectively what it is you desire to accomplish. And everything involves writing. Everything is a contract. Great Sister Debbie Nixon said her shipment just came for the CEO K1 phone. Now, that's quite an accomplishment. Everybody doesn't get the CEO phone. That's the red phone. That's a Dr. Sykes edition. But look why she got it. That's right. That's right. Because she is committed. Okay. So I got so excited over her victory of receiving the phone. I practically lost the point. Okay, you have to write it down. When you when I came to the Nation of Islam, when I declared that I believed and I wanted to better my life and further my life as a Muslim follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, I had to learn how to write a letter. I had to write a letter to asking for a name of my own. I wanted to come out of the slave master's name. I needed a name of my own, but I had to write a letter. Here was the challenge. I could not read or write, but guess what? I wanted it. So I learned to write the letter, and I scribbled and scratched every day until a letter met the qualifications where it was submitted to our headquarters. And then I got an acceptance letter back. And then I started the process of my student enrollment. I mean, it was already in that process, but now I'm striving even harder now because I got to know my student enrollment and I have to know my actual facts so I can get my national lapel pin and be declared a righteous follower, striving follower of the great Nation of Islam. What am I saying to you? Everything that has permanence has a system, and all systems require you making a declaration. That means you have to write, folks. What is your plan and your opportunity? You have to write it out. You have to be able to visualize it. You have to be able to see it. I was talking to one of my business partners just a couple of days ago, Brother Kadeem Amir Muhammad, who's on the stream. And brother, that was a great presentation yesterday with Brother Stacy Elliott and Tracy and Brother Markel. You know, y'all really did it up, man. And yeah, I hit my likes and shares and subscriptions and shared it everywhere. And you all going to learn more about it as well. So, but in talking to Brother Kadeem, I'm talking to him about the opportunity. He said, brother, I'm a visual person. He didn't stop me. He just said, yes, we'll come back to the table, but I'm a visual person. And this is the power of our beings. We have both visual, we're both visual and auditory. Okay, some people learn better, absorb better by seeing it. Others learn and absorb better by reading it or hearing it, rather. And then when you're able to combine those forces, you have a complete system. When you're able to combine those forces, you get the eclectic. You get everybody that's associated with the opportunity in fullness and scope. But we all have to do our part. So when you write, okay, we make a list. Why do we make a list in our opportunity? Well, like anything networking, you have to have a list. Why? Because the list is the distance between where you are and where you want to be. It's about who you talk to, who you communicate with, how many people can you reach. Say less to more people faster. That is my mantra. That's what I do. So when I came to this opportunity, I didn't waste no time. I wanted to be free. Why? Because I come from a world fighting for freedom. We've been fighting for freedom all our lives, and so have you. You fought for freedom to get out that womb. You fought for freedom because you raced to the egg. You fought for freedom all of your lives. So don't stop now. Be intentional about your steps and know that it is a choice. Okay, so are you interested or are you committed? Why do we write a list? We write a list of everybody we know. Why? Because that's our warm list. That's who we can relate to right away. That's who we can introduce the opportunity to. And then we introduce the opportunity by doing what? Sharing a video, a 3-minute video, sharing a link. Take people to the realmoney.info if you don't have a capture page yourself, and let them see for themselves a little 8-minute video of what the opportunity is. And then bring them back to your brother or your sister or someone who can share with them a little more and engage them to get them started. All right. But your list, it all starts there. So when the first presenter today said, write out the goals for your life, right? Write out your goals, whether it be for wealth, whether it be for health, whether it be for self. Write out the goals, write out each one, and then attach action plans to them. I wrote something down. What do I need to learn about my goal, right? What do I need to learn? What do I need to do? When do I need to achieve my goals by? Write it down and see it. Some of you have seen my office. I haven't done the full tour yet because, again, the decor is my wife's and she don't like everybody in our business like that. Okay. But all around, you see goals written everywhere. You see appointments written on dry erase boards. You see all kind of things in index cards. And you find these things there. Why? Because you need a constant reminder and a protocol. I know you think you're good with the phone. I know you do. I know you think you're good with this. I know you think, I can just scroll through it and that'll be that. You'll scroll yourself right into oblivion. You wouldn't remember. Big ups to Sister Joy Van Nook. Sister Joy made a commitment the day before yesterday to call 100 people in the day, and she did it. She's not a VIP by accident. She didn't have a team building by accident. Sister Yvonne did her list and sent it to me to make sure that I knew what was popping in her world so I can be available for her when it was time for people to talk with people about the opportunity. We get it in. Why? Because we want to be free. We want to be free. I did a presentation yesterday, and that presentation dealt with at 3:00. I'll probably do another one today online. But it dealt with abundance and prosperity. Abundance and prosperity. There's a difference, but there is a point where they both meet each other. It's like when the rubber meets the road, as they say. Yeah, they work with each other because abundance works internally, and the prosperity is the manifest material manifestation of what you believe, what you strive for, what you have earned a right toward. Okay. The abundance is the birthright. The prosperity is the manifestation of what is earned in the abundance and in the pursuit of the abundance. Yeah. Anyway, let me get back to these things. T.D. Jakes had me fired up too, because Bishop Jakes talks about commitment to God and family, and he talked about it in that order. You see? So in every opportunity, every new opportunity, there's another opportunity. And opportunities are every second, every minute, every hour of the day. They always present themselves. But as Sister Deb says, if it's not written, it doesn't exist. Write it down so you can keep it at the forefront of your mind, so you can make things move in the way they need to move for yourself. I called 100 people, but I did it every day. I called 100 people. Many of y'all know my story. I called 100 people every day for the first 7 days of the opportunity. I used 2 of those days to follow up with the people that said yes. And by day 9, I had a business that also paid me back. Sister Renee Gann is on this line. She was one of the first I reached out to. I didn't know that she got a VIP package until a week or so later. When I turned around, there were 8 to 10 VIPs in our organization. And all I was doing is getting out the information to everybody I could. You see? And I didn't know the opportunity. I didn't know what the power was of gold. I didn't know the power of the opportunity of Karatbars. All I knew, it was more. It was more than what I had. It was more than well, let me put it this way. It was more than what I had. I didn't see another way of getting what I needed. And I had enough sense to know that this was not brought to me on my own. This came by the volition and the will of God. Because I knew that gold was a promise amongst us in all of our studies. I knew that gold was a part of the promise in all the wealth traditions. I mean, not wealth traditions, but faith traditions. I knew gold holds a special place with the Creator. So when someone brings gold, I'm talking about pure 999.9 24 karat. When someone brings the gold, I know that I'm supposed to look into it. And it was free. That was the major no-brainer. And here I am, 2,000 plus later, in a team. I'm teaching on platforms. I'm part of the wealth building leadership with all of you. And when y'all ask me, and y'all know I stay on fire, you say, oh, brother, when do you sleep? I sleep when you sleep. That's the easiest way to answer it. Y'all say I never sleep. That's not true. Y'all sleep. So I went all in. I committed. And I talked to 100 people a day. And y'all know I have books, September, October, November, December, every month, a book where I move all the list assignments. This isn't that book, but I move all the lists from the month before into the current, and I work them. And every day I work on growing the business. Why? Because we're servant leaders. Our people are hurting out here, folks. Our people are hungry. I talked to one of our leaders in Plainfield, New Jersey yesterday, Sister Janetta Muhammad, and she was talking to me about New York City and the travesty where you had a soup line that once accommodated 1,000 people a day in the beginning of this pandemic. Now they're serving 10,000 people a day. And the lines move from miles back, but your media won't report that. This is the fall of America, folks, as we speak. And we are the ones best poised in position to aid and give support in ways that are unimaginable. Well, how do you know that? Because we're not hurting. Many of us have a teaching that gives us means of survival. And then the only thing you need to marry on to that survival is economic relief. And we have it. When I open the door to my home, I don't worry about the economy. I don't worry about the banks. I don't worry about cash. I don't worry about none of that. I don't worry about it. I'm not saying it's not something we should be conscious of. But if I had to rate it on a scale of anxiety from 0 to 10, it'd be a -20. because I save gold. And I encourage everyone else to do the same. It's a choice. It's a choice. God first. Why? Because everything depends on him. Then family. I work out of a formula that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan taught me. He told me directly as a young Muslim. He said, brother, pray to Allah to make you as hard as the time. And then he told me, he said, you pray to Allah because you know that everything depends on him. And then you work like everything depends on you. And you'll be successful. So when you have it in that order, see, I'm thinking about, reflect on what Bishop Jake said in that message, because that's the same message. You work, whatever, like Big Mama used to say, whatever you call them, just call them. You work and pray to the Creator because everything depends on the Creator. But you work like everything depends on you. That is a serious formula for success. And the definition of success is the study of the obvious. Success defined is the study of the obvious. Now, I have a lot of calling and bouncing around and things I need to do this morning, and I really intended to open the platform for us to speak about the opportunities. But I'm going to call out some people on the rip, and if you are interested in doing this, I want you to type Y, and you will be on the platform tomorrow morning, class in session, and we'll do a little roundtable discussion on commitments. We'll do a little roundtable discussion on the things that we require to be better. Okay? Renee Gant, Deb Nixon, Yvonne Bird, Ron Newton. If you all are interested in being on the platform tomorrow morning, type yes in this commentary here, and then we'll go forward and make that happen. And we'll just do a roundtable discussion on commitments and those things that help to move us forward. So Ron Newton, Renee Gant, Deb Nixon, Yvonne Bird. All right. I'll see us all tomorrow morning on Classes in Session. I will see many of us this afternoon because I'm straight up fired up. Ain't no telling what I'm going to talk about come 3 o'clock or so this afternoon, but I intend to come back. I'll be on the power call with the Rio Browns this morning. I will be on the presentation with Mr. Berger at 12 noon. I will be running my mouth at 3 o'clock, and I'll be back with the huddle at 7:45 p.m. today, and I'll be on this evening with Roger Williams at 9 p.m. Eastern on Gold Rocks, and I'll be on the Freedom Call with Mr. Ty and Miss Valerie Best at 10 p.m. Eastern. We're on fire all day. As Sister Yvonne Bird says all the time to me and to many of us, can't stop, won't stop. Freedom is what it's all about, folks. Make sure you get your dose of it. It's yours. It belongs to you. Study the platforms. Take a screenshot of the activities that are Everything Wealth Builders. You'll be a part of it. Take that screenshot so you can be abreast of all the things that happen in our opportunity. Get back to me if it is me that brought it to you. Get back to me. And let's get you started. And for those who brought it to you, go back to them. And let's get you started. And let's start saving a fortune, a legacy of wealth, 1 gram at a time. I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Trey Muhammad. Sister Lakeisha McKnight is up next on her Facebook page. I'm heading over there. Then I'm going to join Brother Kansu Hotep Batum for a brief. And then I'm going to join Fad Money with Brother Supreme X. If he's on today, I'm going to check him out again. Boy, he be dropping some jewels. And what he does, he drops them in 15-minute intervals and just blows your mind. You know, you're messed up for the whole day. You stay fired up behind the science of the gods. So with that being said, peace and power. Love all of you. Try not to hurt nobody unless you just have to. As a brother used to say when he was with us, he said, yeah, we sing lift every voice and sing, but sometimes we have to lift every fist and swing too. Well, I'm saying lift that declining paper dollar, that trash that you call cash, and exchange it for its power in gold. Peace and power, y'all. I'll see us all on the other side of money. Forward.
Peace. Strong words. Love. Soul. And change. Yeah. This is Big Snoop Dogg. Coming at you live and direct. And I got something to say. You dig?
Let's change the world. Divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world. No fights, no wars. Oh, let's learn to love again. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
Brother, what will you discover if we come together and do it like we never? I'm just sick and tired. I'm fit to light the fire. Now put this on the wire. The devil is a liar. I do this with no hesitation. Meet me at the reservation. Elevating, educating, meditating, concentrating. Replenish ya, finish ya, opposite of sinister. And I do it for the minister.
Let's change the world. Divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world. No fights, no wars. Oh, let's learn to love again. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
Somebody need to stop the war. Man, the war ain't overseas, it's at your front door. And I done seen too many brothers shot up on the floor for more than drugs, that's in colors. And now you call us warlords. But if you can help it, then help it. But you ain't helping us. You so selfish and selfless, you wanna see us breathless and helpless. But I'ma hustle to tussle for all my brothers who struggle. Yeah, we bang the world. Now let's change the world.
Let's change the world. Divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world. No fights, no wars. Oh, let's learn to love again. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
No killing, no shooting, no dying, no lying, no gang banging, so no more mamas crying. Everybody get along, man, that be the perfect song. Peace in the streets as I sit back on my phone, chilling with the president. He let me in the White House, back to the castle with the minister, no doubt. Shoes at the front door, love is what you come for. Let's get it right and unite, but do it
Let's
pronto.
change the world. Divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world. No fights, no wars. Oh, let's learn to love again. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.